Oh shit, we be live. Maybe, possibly. What's going on? Let's see. Make sure that we are live. It's saying that we are, yes! And I didn't just turn off my computer. Huh. Anyways. What's going on? How y'all doing, chat? Happy dang. Today's Thursday? My goodness. Hopefully, y'all had a great Wednesday. Sorry that I missed y'all yesterday. Where the hell is this? A little bit of hair. Huh. Sorry I missed y'all. Yeah, if y'all are on my Discord, there was an announcement posted yesterday saying that I basically just didn't sleep well, wasn't feeling good, bad mood, cranky, that sort of thing. Just not a good day. So I ended up taking yesterday completely off, and I feel much better today for it. So yeah, that's basically the long and short of it. Why are we dropping frames? How's about we stop dropping frames? Okay. Anyways, so let's do some flexibility exercises. And I want to do some of these, and this is for homework. So for Horn Studio, something I've been tasked with is writing down my fundamental daily warm-ups and exercises. So I've gone through, I started warming up at about probably an hour and 15 ago, going through some of my Caruso method exercises, and those will be the first things to be written down. I haven't started writing down yet. Literally blank assignment. We get to do this as we have some time to kill over practice when my chops get a little fatigued and everything. But I think the start to finish point is going to be essentially just after the flexibilities and lip trill things. That's kind of the last of my daily exercises sort of thing, and then we get into etudes usually and stuff, excerpts, solo pieces, stuff like that. So I think that's going to be everything that I'm going to put down on paper. But for now, flexibilities. Excuse me. My goodness. That's some low shit. But, point of improvement. All harmonic series, except for the very last one, those low notes, the last notes kind of felt like they were there without too much of a break or a pause in the blow. So that seems like improvement. Now it's just that last one that we gotta get present and clean up the other ones. Whereas before there were multiple that we needed to make present. That's kinda not bad. Alright, let's not that. Let's go up to 70. 70? 70, 70? That was a good one. Yo, M-Door, what's going on, dude? Good to see you, friend. How are you? Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a good week. I know you're having a busy week. I know that's right. Yeah, gross. Looking after the orchestra, Discord Symphony, all this is going well. Good to hear it. Leafs blew last night. Ah, well. That kind of blows. But you know, it's a long season. They're still finding their way. Lest we all forget the story of the intrepid St. Louis Blues when they won their first Stanley Cup. Being a Blues fan myself, being a... Look, check this out. Check this shit out. Being a Blues fan myself, lived in St. Louis for 3 years, and I dated this woman who is an athletic trainer. So she worked with the hockey team for the university. She was at a small private university in Illinois, and she worked with the hockey team that worked at this, or they practiced at the same place as the Blues. So this is a real practice puck from the Blues practice facility from when they practiced sometime in 2016 or so. 16, 17, somewhere in there. But last place in the league as of January 1st, the year they won the cup. So anything can happen. Soupy Seals, what's going on, buddy? Looking to start learning an instrument. Congratulations, that's an excellent decision. What instrument are you looking to start learning? That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I wish you all the best of luck. And yeah, and excitement. I wish, like, learning music is fucking dope. It's fun. It's tough. It's tough. It's hard work, but it's very rewarding. It's a lot of fun, especially when you get to, being able to play some good, fun stuff. Okay. Oh, that's the problem. Oh, geez. Well, what are you interested in? Are you interested in like strings, percussion, piano, brass, vocals, like woodwind? What kind of things are you interest you? Because that's what's going to ultimately be, if you like the instrument, if it appeals to you, like the horn, it's technical, but it sounds so beautiful, and that's why it appeals to me, because it's like it's there's a lot of technique and difficult things that the average person, if you don't play horn or know horn intimately, you wouldn't necessarily know. Like, you wouldn't necessarily know the range, right? You can play, blazing high notes, and you can go play tuba notes. You got like a 5-octave range. You can do lip trills. You can do flexibility stuff. Bagpipes or woodwinds, but the price is just, so price is going to be a limiting factor if you're like buying an instrument or renting an instrument. That's certainly going to be, if you're not like in a school program or someplace where they have instruments for you to try or to use for any period of time, cost is definitely a factor. It might be good to get like there's keyboards, like an electric keyboard, 88 keys, and just take time to, learn your scales, get that sort of thing. That's a lot of good music knowledge and fundamental stuff there. Guitars are relatively well priced. I think I got my acoustic for like $300, maybe $250 to $300. The bass was $180. The electric there was a bit of a splurge. It was like $400, but a couple $100 to get those. Trumpet, it's hard to say whether or not it's hard or easy, because it really depends on your mouth and how well your jaw structure, your teeth, your lips all sort of do well. But one thing you can try, can you do this? If you can buzz your lips decently well, that's what creates the sound for brass. Like, if you just blow, you get zero sound, right? So any brass instrument, trumpet, French horn, euphonium, tuba, trombone, anything like that, you buzz your lips into the mouthpiece. And so it's a different, so woodwinds, the reed is what vibrates. So you don't buzz your lips, you just kind of like clamp and do your embouchure on the reed, which is the part that vibrates and gives the sound. And so that's a different, I personally don't do very well with woodwinds because I'd never learned how, and I think my teeth are a little fucked up for woodwinds. So it kind of depends. You might want to like see if there's an instrument store near you that might offer like the opportunity to try a couple instruments, because really that's going to come down to what your face is like, right? What you enjoy, and that's kind of the two biggest things I would say. If you have any predispositions, not even necessarily like, oh, you've got big lips, you're going to be a tuba player, or something, not like that. But if you have something that, for me, I couldn't get a good sound on woodwind, so I stayed away from wood. It was more like a disposition away from that and towards a brass instrument, if that makes sense. So not necessarily, something that might I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, though. If you have the opportunity to try things, I would say that's your best option. But trumpet can be very, very rewarding. I played trumpet when I was in high school. I marched it for a couple of years because we needed more trumpets than we needed mellophones in the marching band. So I definitely like trumpets, and I can recommend some starting points for exercises if you want to get into trumpets. There's the Caruso There's a series of exercises, Carmine Caruso method. Very good for trumpets. I use them, an adapted version for horn. There's Stamp, James Stamp, I believe, has really good books for exercises, but those might be a little bit more technical or advanced. Trying to think. There's a Farkas book, The Art of Brass Playing. Philip Farkas being a legendary horn player, I played on his mouthpiece, up through until I got to college. Very, very legendary, notable horn player, but also has a brass method book as well. I can buzz pretty well, I'd say. That's excellent. Best solo. For trumpet, I really like the Haydn Trumpet Concerto. You'll notice it's also, if you're familiar with Squid Game, the song that they used whenever the people would wake up. They would that's the Haydn Trumpet Concerto. I believe the third movement. The whole thing, 1, 2, and 3, are very, very good. Definitely recommend those. And Hummel as well has a really good trumpet concerto. I like Wynton Marsalis plays them both very, very well on YouTube. They're like 20-year-old YouTube videos at this point, and they were probably recorded 40 years before that. So, the qualities, but it's Wynton Marsalis is a great one. Tynthing Helse also does really, really good Haydn concertos. And I think there was one, Tomasi, there was one that was recommended to me a couple months back, and I forget what it was. It was very, very good. Already played the tin whistle. That's excellent. That actually might lend itself, so that embouchure position for like tin whistle, like down like this, it's sort of a similar feel to like clarinet or oboe, but you don't really want to start on a double reed if you can help it. Single reed like a clarinet might be something good if you like tin whistle, sort of like. Saxophone also might a little bit different because it's a slightly different shape, but yeah, there's so many different ways you could go, my friend. All right, so I'm gonna do this here flexibility exercise real quick because I'm getting distracted, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing, because I do need to save chops for ensembles. All right. Let's see. Sorry, Roy Loves History. Thank you so much for the follow, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Can I play the 1812 Overture? Not off the top of my head, but if you give me a second, we might be able to... Which one's 1812? Is that... Oh, Soupy Seals! Awesome. Good to see you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Which one's 1812? Is that the... I don't think that's it. No, it's not. It's like the racing one, right? It's like the bum ba-da-dum 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 ba-da-dum. Shoot, how does that go? Oh, the tune is not with the cannons. Right. It's got the it's the big, oh shit. Oh, I know it and I just cannot get the tune. 1812 overture. What the hell? Oh, that's pretty. It's Tchaikovsky, right? So it should be open source. Let's see if there's an IMSLP. Because that was a really good horn. Bit there. Let's do, what is it? 1812 overture. IMSLP by Tchaikovsky. Let's go to parts. Look at horn 1 in F. Huh? The finale? All right, let's see. I assume the Allegro vivace, not the Largo at rehearsal O. Let's see. Oh, that's the one. That's right. Okay, all right. That's right. Now I got it. Okay, hold on. All right, we can do this. We can do this. You know? And then it's like a bunch of held notes and quarter note triplets and stuff like fanfare, you know, it's like, I don't know. Fire the cannons! I don't know what I would do for a cannon, but that's pretty fucking cool. That's a good, I like that. Here we go. All right, here's the percussion part. For timpani, bass drum, cymbals, snare drum, triangle, tambourine, cannon. All right, let's scroll to the finale. Glocken, obviously. Wait, which line? Oh, canon. Canone. Here we go. Here we go. Canone. We've got the cannons. Boom. 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 That's fucking cool. It's kind of like reminds me of what is it, Mahler 6? I think, where you have just like at the very end a giant wooden box and you just go and boom, boom, whack it as hard as you can with a mallet. That was a pretty cool. I saw that when I was a freshman in college. The local the orchestra would do they did that one and it was really fucking cool. Anyways, all right, we got to get back on track. Lip trills. Let's see what we can do with lip trills. Somewhere like that. Okay. Ah, my stupid rug. Hate this rug. It's you can see it's like it's when I put it here, it was square, and now it's just like fucking piss me off. The pentuplets, for some reason, are sticking today. On the whole. Sticking on the whole, huh? I have such a way with words sometimes. Anyways. just like, it's oh so close. It feels like they're kind of like slipping into and out of what a trill should be. But like not settling in. It's not like, I've always had the understanding that when a lip trill occurs, like it just sort of snaps into the trill. And I've sort of, that's sort of happened to me at various points over the past couple of weeks. I'll be doing a pentuplet or something, and it'll all of a sudden just go for like for 2 seconds, a second and a half maybe, and it just goes and then that's it. So it's like, it's finding that and capturing that and being able to reproduce that on demand. Yeesh. That one sort of wanted to be there. It's like it's just on the, because you're balancing on a knife's edge between the two notes, and so if you can be here, if you're there, you're stuck. If you're there, you're stuck on the bar. So you're trying to you know. Yeah, I don't know. 1, 2, and 3 is never a good one anyways. Yeah, let's just go ahead. That's our flexibility and lip trills. And that, then, half an hour into practice and like 2 hours into me playing today, ends our fundamental exercises. So I'm going to take a minute. Fundamentals. Okay. Fundamentals. Number 1. You start with Caruso's. Caruso exercises. Caruso's just looks weird when I write Caruso's. Caruso exercises. Okay. All right. So that's going to be good for that one. Let's now work. Let's look at some etudes. Ooh, Cling 39. Ooh, Cling 39. It's been haunting my waking daydreams. I love this etude. Okay. Let's not go too crazy on the fortissimos, such that it doesn't sound like I know how to play the horn, because I don't, but like we can pretend like I do. So that I need to work on. So this will be all trigger, obviously. It's getting there. We're getting there. Tough, but we can work it out. Let's get a click in this. What do we play at? Let's try. Red Bull racing. I hate living in an apartment. I can't just practice trumpet that much. I feel you. I feel you. You know what? Do you have a practice mute? I know it's not the same, but whenever I was living in an apartment, that was like a fucking godsend. I had the good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Don't want to forget that. But the Yamaha had what was called the silent brass system, and it's basically a practice mute that you could plug in headphones to, and so it would sort of amplify. It had like a preamp and whatever to electronically amplify the sound as if you were playing without a practice mute. It was really, really cool. They're a little pricey. It was a couple $100, but like if it's the difference between being able to play in an apartment or wherever you're sharing walls and not being able to play, you know, mine was a very good investment. I will say that. It works very well for me. Yeah, but I commiserate with you, my friend. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about sharing a wall these days. But yeah. All right. Let me do the triplets. I should slow it down. I should slow it down. I know, but it's so boring. Actually, let's go ahead and put it down to like 84. I need to figure out the alternate fingerings for that. Or I could just do the G open. When we get it up to speed, I'll be able to play that in one breath, probably. But yikes. At 84 BPM, that is a little tricky to get all in one breath. Let's try. Deep, deep breath. Let's see. Alright, hold on. Hold N. I know, we can do this. We can do this. We could just like do this. So let's just like do this. Excuse me. Keep up the good work. Hey, you too, friend. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. We're trying. I'm not used to playing all these the super high C's. This etude is very tricky for my high register. More or less. You know? That's not too bad. And since we've just done this one as a bit of a high excerpt, let's look at something that goes kind of low. Like number 9. 9 spends a good time in the low. Let's see if we just do the whole fucking thing. We might be able to. Stranger Things is a show. I have not seen season 5. I don't think I'm going to watch season 5. If I'm being real, I heard it kind of blows. And I just don't have time for a show that, like, might suck. Probably, like, kind of sucks as far as the ending goes. Like, I've heard very, very, very mixed things. Mixed to negative overall. Granted, it's been mostly like Reddit that I've been seeing with that opinion, which may or may not be, you know, totally valid. I grant you that. But, like, I'm not gonna, like, try and find out. I wasn't that into it to begin with. Especially, like, first couple seasons. 1 and 2, fucking dope. And it's just kind of like, okay, you have to keep getting bigger and worse, and, you know, I get that. But, like, just the direction they went with it was just kind of, The writing was not very good anymore. People, like, split off to their own pockets of whatever, and the magic of the first season or 2 was just lost for me. So, anyways, that's my Stranger Things opinion. While I let my chops rest. Okay, cling number 9. Let's see. Whew! That is hell on my low range. What's going on, Sound Ocean? Good to see you, my friend. Happy Thursday, Friday morning to you. I remember your time zone. How's it going? Woo, buddy. that sounds so bad. Yeah. Yo, Tapioca, what's going on? Happy Friday morning, going quite well. Actually, dude, I'm so glad to hear that, Sound Ocean. Going out to dinner with one of my friends later. I love that. What are y'all gonna go have? I went out. My wonderful, beautiful girlfriend took me out to a new place last night. It was a ramen / bento joint. She got a pork katsu, and I got a tonkatsu ramen, and holy hell, so good. Puffles, thank you so much for the posture, and I need to get some water for the hydrate, so appreciate that. Give me 1 second, because I am not prepared. I was not prepared for the hydration. Oh, goodness. All right. Okay. Oh, 1 second was gone. You know what? But you can't prove that because we don't have a timer today, so you never know. All right. I apologize for the plastic bottle. It's not my typical, but my girlfriend keeps a couple in here for in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. You know what I'm talking about? The poet William Joel. I got 2 ears and a heart, don't I? Just finished my rehearsal. Now I can relax for about a week or so before school takes over again. I love to hear that. Enjoy your relaxation time. Definitely enjoy it. But yeah, I commiserate with the school. Yeah, that blows. I hate taking classes, man. Especially like if it's classes you don't want to take. Like it's one thing because right now I'm in ensembles and horn studio, and I was going to take music theory. I'm going to take music theory next semester, and even that, like I'm interested in the music theory and stuff, but like I don't want to take a class on it. It's like for some reason the class part just doesn't sit well with me. I would like if there's a YouTube series where I can just be like, this is music theory classes 1 through 4, and I can sit and watch 20 to 40 to 80 hours, whatever it would take to like get through it. I would do that in a fucking heartbeat. But I don't want to like go to class. Saigon Heaven, which is a Vietnamese place. Ooh, yum. That sounds so good. That was actually our second choice last night, was to go to a pho joint up the road a little bit. But we ended up going to ramen and bento instead. I love me some Vietnamese though. Started to plan a blog. Puffles, you're gonna do a little blog? That sounds fun. What are you blogging about? Is it kind of an everyday or like an all subjects kind of thing? Are you focusing on music or anything in particular? That's very interesting. Oh, goodness. What are we playing? What do we want to play? I don't know. I don't like that. I don't know why, but cling number 7, the sort of middle part of it just does not work with my brain. Always helps to convince myself that I'm really passionate about it. Always gets me through the course. That's beautiful. It helps if you are actually passionate about it, of course, but I tell you, even stuff that I was passionate about, the classes, like in a classroom setting, for whatever reason, just sort of like, I don't know. It's not my favorite setting. I would much prefer like a self-study, like if like here with resources and the internet and like YouTube and stuff for me to work through. I can power through this shit all day. That's why I was so good at when I was a CPA. I would work in tax. I would get tax return, all the information stuff. I would be here, headphones in, just grind, power through, and I can do that stuff when I'm, but like if I have to go to class and like not like interact with people because that's just life, but like to some extent, right? I don't know. It's a whole thing. Number 11? Human stuff, the complicated sociology word. Ooh, very interesting. That is very interesting. I'd be interested if if you want to share a link in the Discord whenever you're comfortable. If you're ever comfortable, I would love to take a look. We'll put some traffic to your blog for sure. Few different themes, and that's the beauty of it. It can be whatever you want to. That's kind of that's why I'm doing YouTube. It can be whatever, the channel, my content here, it can be whatever I want it to be. It can be games, it can be music, it can be my garden and my chickens, it can be my dog, it can be anything, Still in the planning and research phase. Totally get it. I understand. Godspeed, my friend. And that's why I say when it's shareable, whatever, I would love to take a look, but not until you're comfortable with that. Let's play something that we have not played before. Let's try Cling 11. Okay, hold on. Maybe this is why I haven't played this one yet, because, like, holy shit. And the accordion is being sent off to get repaired tomorrow. Yo! It's gonna take about a month or so to do it because I'm getting the bellows replaced. That's so hype! I'm so excited! I'm sure you are too, but I'm so fucking excited for you. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you're able to get that. High school would be fun, they said. Who said that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure anyone has said that, Tapioca. I certainly did not. You didn't hear that from me. But then again, I was kind of the quiet, weird loner dude in high school. Whatever. I was still valedictorian, so, you know, fuck him. Okay, alright, let's see. Excuse me. G sharp and F naturals. That's it. Okay. So 11. Fun. Hard. High. Woo! Oh, the Bartok, Bela Bartok. I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. I shut my computer down and I forgot that I had the Google tab open for the Bela Bartok. You are correct. I did not. That's my bad. So I'm not going to do that today. In fact, I'm going to put it on phone this time. Let's look up Bela Bartok. Concerto for Orchestra. There we go. By the Chicago Symphony. Love it. Tapioca, thank you so much for hanging out, friend. I appreciate you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Great rest of your week. Great rest of your relaxation. Have a good one, friend. Okay. So, we've got the Concerto for Orchestra. It starts off with 4 orchestral pieces, actually. Cool. And then it goes into the Concerto for Orchestra. I'm definitely going to be listening to that on the before ensembles. What's the time? 11:23. 11:23. So I still need. I'm going to need lunch. I'm going to need to shower and get to the school at about 1. I still have time. Cool. One knee and a one knee and a one knee and a. I need to subdivide 16ths. Which is easy because there's dotted 8/16ths, the measure just before, the 2 measures just before. I should keep subdividing 16ths because the last one is not a dotted quarter 8th, it's a double dotted quarter 16th. So I need to make sure that the last 1E and a 2E and a 1, or it's 3E and a 4E and a 1. I try to stream every day. I'm trying to. I don't often, or I don't hit every single day. Yesterday I didn't stream, but there will be posts in my Discord for days that I don't stream. But I do, because I plan to practice every day, and as a part of that, I stream my practice every day. So hopefully everything goes well. I should be here roughly every day, about the same time, because it's early to mid morning around here, which is a great time to start practicing. So yeah. Alright, you know what? Number 11 is pretty fucking dope. I do! I have a Discord, my friend. I think... oh shoot, I don't have uh, YouTube commands or anything like that. Let me. Yeah. Yeah. When you get a chance, recommend to listen to the full 45-minute version of the concerto for orchestra, which was performed by the Frankfurt Radio Symphony. Got it. Will do. I like the Frankfurt Radio Symphony. Let me see. Frankfurt. I don't know that there is one, or that particular recording is in Spotify, but we're going to check it out. We're going to look up, search Bela Bartok Concerto for Orchestra. Frankfurt Radio Symphony. The very first result. There we go. 4406, Andre Orozco Estrada conducting. Hell yeah. Hold on, there's also a Frankfurt directed by Karina Kanalakis. But then there's also the WDR Symphony Orchestra as well. That's I'm looking at, they're both on YouTube. So you've got this one with this man Andres, and then you've also got, this is also Frankfurt with Karina directing. So 8 years ago versus 3 years ago. I bet you they're both fucking dope, first off. Alrighty. What is the time? 11:30. 11:30, huh? What about this, chat? Let's run through Strauss. The Andre one? Gotcha. Perfect. Yo, I have heard of Puffles. I don't think he's a smelly baka, Paint. Why you gotta come in here and stir up shit, Paint? Why you gotta come in here and be all schizo and talk about yourself that way, Paint? I'm just playing. Oh, goodness. All right. We're going to do some Strauss. And then we're going to warm down and get ready for ensembles in the afternoon. Strauss 1. Make sure we have no water. The Andre one. That's the one I'm going to listen to then. Excellent. I'm very excited because I don't think I've listened to anything ever, I think, by Bela Bartok. I am really excited for that. I love being able to discover a new composer or new, whatever. Whoa, Paint, more like a smelt spaka. Smelly versus smelt. Are we saying he who smelt the baka is dealt the baka? Paint is the smelter delter of the baka? I don't know what's happening. I do know what's happening. We're playing some Strauss. Y'all aren't gonna bait me into your fake quarrel with yourself. Oh, y'all crazy. Don't listen to classical music much, but I like Bartok's work quite a lot. Say no more. That is a glowing endorsement. And that's how you know it's actually pure gas. Because if someone enjoys it that doesn't like the genre but likes the specific piece, that's how you know it's a fucking banger. Love that. All right. not a great opening bit. I still had water in my horn, for fuck's sake. Alright. And for some reason, my second trigger slide is like all the way out. So that was very bad. See, it's like here. I'm no paint, I'm a badger. I'm watching you, Puffles. Okay. Etc. etc. All right. You can tell we haven't played this in a day or two. Unfortunately, I can tell I haven't played this in a day or two. Maybe it's not as up because it's what's the saying? You take one day off, you notice. You take 2 days off, your colleagues notice. You take 3 days off, and the audience notices. We've taken 1 day off of playing, maybe 2 from Strauss. So, colleagues, you're supposed to be noticing. Bum, 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 bum. Woo! All right. So that was Strauss for the day. Rough and bad and not good. Not super. All right. Do you like jazz? Do I look like a bee to you? Do I look like a bee played by Jerry Seinfeld who's out to get the girl? Do you like jazz? I do like jazz, actually. as a serious, I enjoy jazz. I don't listen to much of it, and I don't care for the kind of jazz that like sets my ears on fire. But I like a jazz that I can just sort of like groove with and sort of melt into. I like a melty jazz, not a frenetic, chaotic jazz, if that makes sense. A smoother jazz, an easy, like a something with a nice groove. But if it's going like, if you've got like weird fucking chords and extensions and all kinds of stuff to where I can't even like, where I have to have a PhD in jazz to know what you're doing, that's not really my scene. But I do enjoy jazz. I enjoy jazz. I wish there was more jazz repertoire for horn, because there's not really any, as far as I know, that I'm familiar with, anyways. At least in the classical / romantic sort of repertoire. Maybe some more modern pieces incorporate some jazz horn, but I am not familiar with them. Okay, so this has been a good day of practice. I'm going to go ahead and do some warm downs because I got some stuff to do before ensemble classes, including listening to Bela Bartok's Concerto for Orchestra, which I'm very excited about, and some homework stuff to do. So first warm down, same as always, chromatics down. That one picked up. That was a D flat that sounded and picked up on the mic. That's a win today. I was gonna recommend an album, but it's exactly the kind of jazz you don't like, so never mind. Look, you can recommend it, and I'll take a listen. I'll try and take a listen to it. It just might not be my thing, and I might not get all the way through it. But you know, I love music. You know, I would certainly. It might end up taking a couple repetitions, you know, like Bartok, but I'll get to it. Rock and metal, that's my jam, dude. I was raised on shit like System of a Down, you know, a little bit of Tool, Slipknot, heavily, Godsmack, Mudvayne, Disturbed, all that good shit. Yeah, love that stuff. Rock, in terms of like punk stuff, was definitely a big thing for me. Still is today. Like Blink 182, Sum 41, Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, We the Kings, State Champs, Neck Deep, With Confidence a little bit less. I like some of their stuff. Motion City Soundtrack, don't know if I mentioned them. One of my favorites of all time. Fucking yeah. That's definitely more my jam. If there's any recommendations you have, rock, metal, and I'll take the jazz. I would take the jazz. All right. Let's do, now we've done the chromatics, we do arpeggios. And when I'm doing these arpeggios, what I'm really focusing on is making sure that there's a consistent sound. Because normally what I do is, or what I have done up until trying to specifically fix this, is when I would come down for the lower octaves, leaning into that bottom note, and especially like that, connecting the lowest of the notes there has always been something that's iffy for me. And so that's what I try and focus consistent blow, the air continuing to move, contact with the mouthpiece. What I tend to do is like and push the horn away from my face, and that's very bad. So making sure that I'm continuously keeping contact with the mouthpiece as we descend with a constant flow of air, and then we get the lowest notes to sound, along with the embouchure and jaw stuff. So that's what we're doing with the arpeggios. And see, that is where it sort of I lose it in certain range around like B flat, A flat. Just barely not. All right. That's cool as fuck. You're cool as fuck, Sound Ocean. Recommend Neutral Milk Hotel. They got some good stuff, you know. And I've been hearing a lot about Neutral Milk Hotel, and I think I know some of their songs without knowing that it is them. They're definitely up there for ones that I need to check out. I appreciate the recommendations, my friend. All right. I think that's going to be it for my practice today. It's almost noon. I got about an hour, a little bit more than an hour to get ready for ensembles. And so with that, I will bid y'all adieu. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday/Friday. And I hope y'all have a wonderful end of your week. Start to your weekend if I don't see you till then. But I will be back tomorrow for sure for more practice. And I'll see y'all then. Bye, everyone.